What's happening, everyone? I'm Jordan, and this is Front Run Tech. And is Bitcoin playing games with us right now? And did we get a major fake out on gold? Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets and see how this week ended off. We'll start here with Bitcoin, of course, on the 8-hour chart. And a couple key things here with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we did get the major breakout that we've been watching for of this descending parallel channel of consolidation that Bitcoin has been in since the middle of May. And we got the breakout. Bitcoin ran right into this horizontal level of resistance, got a pretty harsh rejection, and ended up failing initially on that breakout and falling back into the channel. Now, when this happened, that was not a good look at all for the short term for Bitcoin. I was somewhat worried about that, but Bitcoin was able to catch itself at this level of support, and now as of this last 8-hour candle, Bitcoin is actually closed back outside of the channel. So this is what I mean by, Bitcoin's kind of playing games here, and we're just going to have to see how it plays out. I think we can go ahead and confidently say at this point that this horizontal level up here is kind of the level in the sand, and we need to see Bitcoin break above this horizontal level. If it can do that, then we'll be looking at attacking the all-time high. All right. Anything remaining under this horizontal level is just further consolidation and chop at this point. But I am glad to see that Bitcoin was able to close back outside of the channel. So kind of in an interesting position right now for Bitcoin, but we're gonna have to see what happens this upcoming week. All right. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart real quick because it is Sunday and nothing too much has changed. Here on the weekly chart, kind of just got a pretty much sideways week this week, so everything pretty much remains the same as far as the look here on the weekly chart. Still extremely bullish, and we're still really waiting for that next move up, hopefully to break this purple trend line and really go into the next impulse up. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at gold and see what happened here on gold this week. This is the gold 8-hour chart, and if you remember in the last video, we had gotten that major breakdown here on gold of this important trend line here. What ended up happening was gold ended up having a fake out here and recovering back above the trend line. And if you guys remember in the video, what we said was if you were to see gold recover back above this trend line, that would be a fake out and it would likely be a short-term reversal pretty hard the other way. As soon as gold was able to close back above that trend line, you could see it reversed pretty hard in the short term, came right back up into that important horizontal level here, and has been catching resistance at that level as it now attempts to possibly try and attack that level again this week. All right, so gold is in an interesting spot here for this upcoming week. It's kind of in this middle area below this horizontal level. It is above the trend line. So, I don't know. Gold seems to be continuing to act in a way that gives us the impression that it might just be wanting to do some more prolonged consolidation here and cool off period. And that's what you get, kind of seeing these breakouts, breakdowns, breakouts that never really materialize. That's kind of an indication that the gold market really just needs some more consolidation. But we'll keep watching the levels and we'll see what happens this upcoming week. All right. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the DXY. So the DXY, we know we had a major breakdown on the DXY of this next horizontal level as it just continues to play the levels in this very bearish price action continuing. Since breaking below that level, you can see it's kind of trying to come back up to that level and retest it as resistance. This week, I would probably expect some type of short-term move, maybe in the beginning of the week, up into this level, and then we'll see if it gets rejected there or if it's able to recover. All right. Other than that, what we're looking for really for some type of change in short-term momentum here on the DXY would just simply be a breakout of the green trend line. All right. But as of now, the bearishness on the DXY continues. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the stock market and see how the stock market left off last week. This is the S&P daily chart, and this is just absolutely beautiful. All right, nothing really changed since the last video except a further extension into price discovery on the S&P, and that's pretty much it. We're just in price discovery here on the S&P. What we can do is we'll go ahead and add an initial trend line, something like that. That's a pretty steep trend line, but at least we can get something going to see when this thing might be cooling off for a bit. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the NASDAQ. It's probably going to look pretty similar, and it does. And we would be able to go ahead and add that same trend line, I guess, here on the NASDAQ. This is a very steep trend line. I mean, when this breaks, I wouldn't get too worried at all, but at least it gives us something for now, as both the NASDAQ and the S&P are in price discovery, looking very bullish. All right, that's about it for now. Other than that, we'll take a look at silver before we leave off, because silver did have a nice breakout here after finally breaking above the important horizontal level here. It was kind of just consolidating in this descending channel. At the end of the week, silver got its breakout here, and it could be ready for the next leg up starting this week. We'll be looking for it to take out this high around $37.30, and silver continues to remain bullish, even with gold kind of cooling off and consolidating, which is what you'd want to see from the more risk-on asset like silver. So looking good, and that's where we'll go ahead and leave it off for today. We got a big week coming up in the markets, and we'll stay on top of it and see what happens. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. And that's it for now. See you guys.